nominations continues apace. Last week, we confirmed 9 members of the President's administration, including the Secretary of the Navy, an Assistant Attorney General, and Deputy Secretaries of Treasury, State, and Veterans Affairs. The President's Cabinet Secretaries, of course, are all in place. And tonight, we'll be voting to invoke cloture on Matthew Whitaker to be the United States Permanent Representative to NATO. And I expect to confirm additional nominees this week as well. Mr. President, a huge focus early on in any new Congress with a newly elected president is filling out the President's administration. But we've also been focused on the agenda the President Republicans were elected to deliver. In the very near future, we will be taking up a budget resolution to lay the groundwork for legislation to make the 2017 tax relief permanent, secure the border, unleash American energy.
The Senate is moving full speed ahead on President Trump's agenda, pushing for permanent tax cuts, stronger border security, and major investments in national defense. But what does this mean for you? And what's next in Washington? Let's break it all down. If you want the latest political updates and deep dives into government policy, make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss a video. The Senate has been busy confirming President Trump's nominees for key government positions. Just last week, they approved 9 new officials, including the Secretary of the Navy and Deputy Secretaries for Treasury, State, and Veterans Affairs. This process
is crucial for our
nation's
defense. And all of that will be accompanied by substantial savings measures. And on the subject of maximizing savings, I just want to be very clear. The House and the Senate are united in aiming to do all we can on this. Sure, the instructions we give to our separate committees who are responsible for finding those savings may look a little bit different. But that's not because we don't have a shared commitment to cutting wasteful government spending and saving taxpayer dollars. That's simply a function of Senate rules. In the Senate, if we fail to meet a single savings instruction, even by $1, we lose our ability to consider the legislation under reconciliation rules and the simple majority threshold.
Veterans Affairs. This process is crucial to keeping the government running efficiently and aligned with Trump's vision. One of the biggest priorities, making the 2017 tax cuts permanent. The tax cuts put more money in the pockets of American families, especially the middle class. But if Congress doesn't act, those cuts could expire, meaning lower paychecks for millions of Americans. This is why Senate Republicans are working on a budget resolution to lock in these tax cuts for good. Do you think?
And so we have to be careful not to miss the mark on this and to provide flexibility as we chart our bicameral course. But that won't stop us from maximizing savings. Again, on that point, we are committed. But back to the bill that we'll be moving forward. As I said, the budget resolution we will take up will lay the groundwork for legislation to make the 2017 tax cuts permanent. The 2017 tax relief we passed put more money in Americans' families' pockets, with the largest proportional share of the tax relief going to the middle class.
Good. Do you think tax cuts should be permanent? Drop a comment below and let me know. Another major focus? Securing the southern border and strengthening national defense. With rising concerns about illegal crossings and national security threats, the Senate is backing Trump's push for increased border security funding and investments in military readiness. If we don't get national security right, everything else is
middle
just
class.
talk. That's
and
why
if we don't act to extend this relief, American families will be taking home lower paychecks next year. And along with the President, Senate Republicans are committed to ensuring that we not only extend this relief, but that we make it permanent. Americans should not have to worry about their tax relief expiring every few years. And in addition to making this relief permanent, the bill will also, as I said, invest in securing our border, unleashing American energy, and defending our nation. After years of chaos at our southern border under President Biden, and after years of deficiencies in our military readiness, it's time for a serious investment in border and national security.
That's why lawmakers are emphasizing border control and military improvements as top priorities. So, what's next? The Senate will soon vote on the budget resolution, which will determine funding for tax cuts, border security, and national defense. If passed, this could be a game changer for Trump's policy goals moving forward. And that's why it's so important to stay informed. If you're enjoying this breakdown, hit that subscribe button and join the conversation.
And national security.
Big decisions.
As I've said before, if we don't get national security right, the rest, Mr. President, is just conversation. And in the past, it is past time to address the deficiencies in our military readiness and to ensure that the good work President Trump is doing to secure the border and remove criminals from our streets can continue. Mr. President, I'm looking forward to taking up our budget resolution in the very near future so that we can deliver permanent tax relief for Americans, provide certainty to the economy, and make a transformational investment in border, energy, and national security.
Conversation.
It's going to be a great bill.
Big decisions are being made in Washington right now, and they will impact you. Whether it's your taxes, national security, or government spending, these policies shape our everyday lives. Do you support making the 2017 tax cuts permanent? What do you think about the Senate's priorities? Let's talk about it in the comments. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more updates. I'll see you in the next one.